That was dumb enough for a lawyer to understand, yeah.
Where's that?
This is a meeting of the Township Committee, October 7, 2015. The notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Asbury Park Press, the Star Ledger, the Independent, and the Two River Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building and filing with the Township Clerk on January 11, 2013. Committeeman Fiore. Committeeman Massell.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Murray. Here. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Here.
Mayor Sharpleberger.
Here.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our freedoms, constitutions, and way of life. Thank you. Our first item on tonight's agenda, we have a public hearing on ordinance 2013-3098, an ordinance authorizing the vacation of a portion of Central Avenue with the Township of Middletown, within the Township of Middletown.
Are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2013-3098? So no members of the public come forward, we'll close the public portion and move to adoption.
Second. Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Murray. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Sharpleberger.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt this ordinance on second and final reading. At this time, I'd like to ask the Township Committee to agree to a consent agenda, which would include resolutions 13-240 through 13-248 and bingo and raffle applications.
Could we just pull out 248 for a second? Yeah, sure. Now it's going on. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And I'll move to adopt the consent agenda with that removal.
Second. Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Murray. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Sharpleberger.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt consent agenda. This time we have resolution 13-239, resolution authorizing payment of bills for October 7th, 2013.
Move for adoption? Second.
Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Murray. Yes. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Sharpleberger.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt resolution 13-239. At this time, we have resolution 13-248, resolution establishing Middletown 350 Historic Preservation Award.
I'd like to make a motion, but with one minor change, that 350 would be stricken from the title of the resolution. Okay, it's got to be, it's a little broader. Yeah, no, it's okay.
So, resolution establishing the Historic Preservation Award.
Right, correct. I have a motion.
A second. Committeeman Massell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Murray.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Sharpleberger.
Yes, and I just want to make a comment about this Historic Preservation Award, and just to say how important it is, aside from sort of the ceremonial aspect of it, to recognize people and companies and developers who take care and rehabilitate the existing historic structures in town. And we have several of them already underway, some of them finished. Certainly the 1684 Rising Sun Cavern is a phenomenal project that I hope somebody recommends for the award. And certainly the building right across the street, Kings Highway here, it's a circa 1820, very large building. It was, ironically, it was a daycare center and an old folks home at different periods in its existence, and that's been purchased by somebody who I think is going to do a great job. So there are several really strong examples of this sort of thing that we really have to recognize. And it's good for the businesses in town. It certainly encourages businesses to come to Middletown for this sort of thing, I think, and it helps their business too to be recognized for the work they do. Thank you.
Agenda items for October 21st, 2013. We're moving certificates of appreciation and proclamation oath of office for police officers. We have proclamation for the chief financial officer, certificate of appreciation awarded to the employee of the month for September 2013. Middletown Day presentation of awards for contest winners and sponsors, and proclamation declaring October 26, 2013 Make a Difference Day.
The late meeting of those awards.
We'll have approval of minutes for September 3rd, 2013 workshop meeting, and September 16, 2013 executive session and regular meeting. We'll have public hearing for the ordinance dissolving the swim club utility. And a consent agenda which will include resolutions, bingos and raffles, and volunteer firefighter applications. For discussion tonight, we begin with the release of community development mortgage. We have the Monmouth County Mosquito Extermination Commission equipment use agreement.
This is an agreement with the Mosquito Commission, which is in existence solely to clear streams to allow water to flow to prevent mosquito breeding. We're proposing to join forces with them, with our marsh master, so they could have use of our marsh master along with our staff to clear some streams out and take down some phragmite in various areas throughout the town. It's just a natural marriage of equipment and their mission. But it will still be under, of course, our ownership and our operation, as we'll be teaming up with them to clear some of these streams out and cut down this phragmite.
Ted, do you have an idea of what streams they're going to be doing?
Well, they've actually used it to get our staff and the Mosquito Commission have used it together both on some of their projects in the Belford compost site. They had some areas they had to clear out for the around the waterfront, and then they used it over on Bray Avenue on some areas we had need for it. So it's good because they have skilled operators used to clearing streams with other equipment, and our guys are kind of learning from them, and also equipment's getting used in our town as we need it. So it should be a positive agreement. This does expire next month, but there'll be similar and probably longer term agreements where we could share this equipment and manpower. The Mosquito Commission does the majority probably of their work is done in Middletown. So everyone helps us to help them out.
We get the most mosquitoes.
We have the most mosquitoes. Well, now they do the work, we probably have fewer, but we probably do have the most.
They're the best.
Yeah, we're the strongest ones, I think, yeah.
And with the calendar year 2013 meter grant. And ordinance for property tax cards.
This is just the mayor proposed earlier this year as a part of our expansion of the Buy Middletown program to commence the property tax card reward program. There's some mechanics that need to be worked out to fully implement this, between how funds get transferred from merchants who participate in the program, how those cards are issued, and then how they get credited to people's property tax bills. So we'll probably be having some meetings with the folks that run this system and with the tax office and so forth to determine how this can be implemented in the next calendar year. So this resolution to be on the next meeting agenda would give my office, the finance office, and the tax office and administrator and so forth permission to move forward on that project.
So would we be introducing an ordinance at the next meeting?
This resolution would give us the authority to move forward. It would probably be January targeted for an ordinance if it's determined that that needs to be. People have been doing it different ways. We want to get clear guidance on that from the Division of Local Government Services, which says that it's not prohibited to give people credits on their taxes like this. We had to make sure first before we can move forward with anything.
Right.
That was just a threshold issue that had to be dealt with, and they're allowing people to move forward with the program, so that's the first step. Then it's a matter of figuring out how it needs to actually be implemented once we can determine a good bank partner or somebody to work with us on it. So.
Yeah, and I've mentioned to a few of the banks around, and I think, we will get some takers there, who seem interested, just with the superficial description I gave them, so it'd be good to get that.
Yeah, so this will let us go forward and have some of those meetings and, really put the infrastructure in place to try to get it going next calendar year.
We have the 2014 CDBG action plan.
If you wanted Jason to summarize briefly what.
We're entering into the final year of our 5-year cycle of our Community Development Block Grant Action Consolidated Plan. The 2014 action plan would require a resolution from the governing body to expend anticipated resources for 2014 from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. We're expecting a funding level equal to what we received in 2013, which is a little over $200,000. So HUD requires us to have a comment period on the action plan. We would be using the resources on housing rehabilitation and on administration, which is typically what we've done with the resource. So right now, we're in that comment period, and we would have to submit the action plan with the resolution to HUD by the end of October, I believe.
A question on that, are the CDBG funds that you receive, and I guess it's every other year?
No, we are an entitlement community that receives the resources every year.
Every year, is it restricted to what you just described?
The action plan is a reflection of our 5-year consolidation plan, our consolidated plan. The consolidated plan is a 5-year master plan for the federal resources, and we've identified in there housing rehabilitation as the primary action.
Let me ask a different question. Once the plan is complete and we continue to get CDBG funds, are they restricted to the plan that you described?
For beyond 2014?
Sure.
No, there'll be another cycle, another 5-year consolidated plan, and there are innumerable activities that that resource can be used for.
Okay, gotcha, thank you.
Can you have a public hearing?
We did have a public hearing, we didn't receive any public comments, but I think we are still taking comments in writing if we do receive any.
Okay, our next item is the JIF renewal.
Yeah, we've discussed this before, but we now have to renew our membership or participation in Mon County Joint Insurance Fund. And we did, look outside to see if there were any competitors, and there really are not. There's no one viably in that market. So we'll be renewing our participation in the JIF. We do a resolution for next month.
Okay, we have the Sustainable New Jersey Grant Implementation for poison ivy reduction at Percy Park.
The whole story, yeah.
I've been waiting for that.
Well, the township recently was notified that we were one of the recipients of a $10,000 grant for the removal of invasive species, not necessarily just poison ivy, by the way. It's just invasive species.
That's
at
enough.
A 2-acre plot at Porsey Park. Porsey Park is a wonderful township resource. Unfortunately, a lot of the open fields are being overrun by invasive vegetation. We've battled it over the past couple of years and had various degrees of success. We were made aware of a new, maybe not such a new way of controlling invasive species through the use of goats. So we will be using a herd of goats. I don't know if herd is the right term. I think I've heard a couple of different terms for what a group of goats is, at Porsey Park in the spring of 2014 to remove invasive vines, herbs, forbs within a 2-acre plot at Porsey Park, and I think it'll work very well with some of the celebrations that will take place next year as part of Middletown 350 as well.
And you know what, that's really keeping in line with 350. 350 years ago, they were using goats to get rid of it.
Yes.
Big giant circle, isn't it?
Yeah. Says you can't go home.
And this will be awarded at the League of Municipalities in November.
Okay.
There'll be a formal presentation.
They have been running loose at Gateway National Recreation Area, at Sandy Hook, at Fresh Kills Landfill up in Long Island. So I don't know how the government shutdown is impacting that.
Well, they're refusing to eat. So.
That's our hunger strike.
Jason, how long will we have them?
I would estimate between 3 and 4 months. We'll have to calibrate exactly how much they eat and how much we need to get rid of.
And who's taking care of them
aside from the...
There will be 2 fences that protect the goats and protect the public, and there'll be volunteers that help provide water, and we don't really have to worry about food, because the food's sort of out there.
To keep the coyotes away.
They won't be required to attend the presentation.
Well, one spokesperson.
Okay, our next item is the in-car video, state contract for the police department.
Well, the chief was actually going to be here tonight, he had a kind of a family emergency, couldn't be here. But we just want to make you aware that we're going to proceed to acquire some in-car cameras, including about 5 vehicles. And we're going to test them out for a while, and ultimately we'd like to expand it to the majority of the fleet. But we're going to be, getting some, we have one now that's been used and it's working rather well.
This is just video cameras, right? Other than that, there's no other specific function to the
Video and audio, yeah. It's a dashboard cameras to see what the police officers' activities are when they're taking stops, basically. You've seen them on TV a million times.
I can tell you that in other municipalities, they have saved our tail in certain lawsuits.
We have the Belford compost site.
This is a renewal of a lease agreement between the township and the county of Monmouth for 7 acres at the old Belford Airport, near the ferry terminal, which is our compost site, which is vital to our leaf collection. So this expired in February, we're renewing it now for the 3-year period.
We have document imaging.
Sure.
Yeah. We're going out to bid for a contractor to assist us in imaging documents in the building department. We've run out of space essentially, and we need to take care of a few years of documents, which will probably be about 300 cubic yards that are in this building across the street. And we're hoping to get that done for the next meeting. And then we'll start with the imaging, and by the time we're finished with the imaging of the documents, then they will be microfilmed, and then we can actually destroy them. So we won't have to store them in.
What years are they from?
The years that we're going to look at are 2005, 6, and I think 7 and 8 have already been done in a pilot program, and possibly 2009. Then we have Sandy Homeowner Renter Assistance Program.
Yeah, I added this to discuss because we have been notified through actually our social services department about a new program that's available, designed to help Superstorm Sandy victims. And the purpose of the program appears to be, and I say appears, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but to primarily help people with financial assistance for losses or impacts incurred as a result of being impacted by the storm. I will tell you that there's probably more we don't know about this program than what we do know about it. It's really new. In fact, the application literally just came out today online. And there's going to be a meeting next week at the county to flesh it out a little bit further. But it's definitely something we want to participate in, because certainly our residents are going to be interested in this. Essentially what it does is allow any household to receive up to $15,000 worth of assistance, and that can be in the form of assistance in purchasing needed items for their homes that may have been damaged or lost. It can also assist them in helping to recoup arrears that they may have incurred with their mortgage if they're forced to pay a mortgage and rent at the same time, or if they have a forbearance issue with their mortgage. Any of those sorts of financial impacts can be covered up to $15,000. It's $15,000 one time. It's a 2-year program, but a household can only get up to $15,000 once, and that's it. They're done. But again, there's a lot of unanswered questions about the real nuts and bolts of how this works. Middletown would have to submit essentially what really turned out to be almost like a proposal to the county to act as our own vendor to implement and apply the program. There is some offset for administrative expenses in doing so, but I think we want to do that because we're going to have a lot of interested applicants. But still, like I said, there's a lot more to learn about this. But I wanted you to know about it because the applications just came out today, and we're going to be actively engaged in this, and the applications have to be filed by the end of October. So it's a very short turnaround time.
How long is the application? Is it, you know?
I didn't even open it. Jason sent it to me, and I didn't
Yeah,
open it
it's
yet.
a 55-page RFP. The application forms are an Excel format, various tables that need to be filled in, projecting your expenditures. So it's a lengthy application. I haven't run any of the numbers
Yeah.
yet.
I guess the quicker we get it out, you know, people have to have a fighting chance to be.
Well, the meeting Tuesday is a sort of a training opportunity to help you flesh out your application. But the other part of it will be to answer some of the questions that aren't really clearly answered in terms of how it specifically works. Eligibility, for example. There's nothing really clear on eligibility. For example, there's no income eligibility from what we can tell. Means testing at all. We've raised the question as to whether or not it can be limited to property owners who are substantially damaged or not. That's a question we're waiting for an answer on.
Do you know where the county got the money from? Is it from the state?
Yeah.
Is it from the-
It's Sandy money, but it's being processed through the county Department of Social Services. So it's not a planning thing, it's not anything we've dealt with before. It's a kind of a different animal. And it's a different reporting system that we have to utilize to keep track of the program and the funds and how they're spent.
We have Township Committee comments.
Michelle, what's your pleasure?
I'll be brief, Mayor. Just want to mention Middletown Day and its great success. I'll leave all the juicy details to you and the rest of the committee, but it was an awesome day.
Plenty to go around.
It was just a gorgeous day overall, but it was, I can't remember a better one. That, along with the football game we had afterwards, versus the NFL, the Township Committee and our DPW. We had an awesome event. It was such a thrill to be playing it against professional players. Deputy Mayor made a touchdown. It was extraordinary. She was
I outran them all.
juking in and out of Brendan Bing, and it was pretty wild to see. And although we lost 51-48, I want to give a real shout out to Janet, who organized it. And I would just ask Janet, I think we would really have a fighting chance next year should we get the Giants. We
need a challenge, come on.
we may actually beat him. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, on that happy note, deal and fire. Mr. Senator.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to echo Committeeman Masel's comments with regard to Middletown Day. It was a great event. I did spend the day there and the night with regard to the game with the NFL players. It was a great event, and one of the best parts of it was the jerseys that the Township Committee did purchase with all our names on the back. Potentially one of the meetings we'll all wear them instead of our names on top.
And thank God we didn't have to pay by the letter, right?
But Committeeman Marcel beat me to congratulating the Deputy Mayor for making that touchdown. So.
Goodness, and Janet scored too.
Right, but all kudos do go to the administration for a great job in getting that organized. It was better than it ever was before, so thank you very much. We also did attend a fundraiser for the Arts Center last Sunday evening with Mr. Brand that headlined that. It was a great event. The entire committee was there, and it was very well attended. Great promotion for the Arts Center to continue to move them in the right direction. And the last item is yesterday, I did attend the Founders Day at the Old First Church, which is their 325th year anniversary, so 25 short of ours next year. And we did get, what's that?
Yeah, babes.
That's right. So we did get tours to the church, it was great, and I was unable to attend the candlelight ceremony in the evening, but it is just one of the many events slated for the 350 celebration to remind everyone in town of the history, the rich history that we have here and what it's taken to get to where we are today. And with that, Mayor, that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Deputy Mayor.
Well, I also just would like to commend the administration and everyone. I mean, Middletown Day was wonderful. It was a great day. Every year, I think it gets better and better. Also, I did go to the Founder's Day celebration. I did take a tour of the undercarriage of the building, which was very interesting because they show you the pre-revolutionary structure before that the church, the current church, which was built in 1832, which is built on. So it was fascinating. I actually took my 12-year-old there, and she was a little scared going down in the basement, but it was very educational, a lot of fun. And I did, with the mayor, we did go see the candlelight concert that evening. I believe it was, I actually have the little form they get, the little brochure they gave out. The Monmouth County Historical Association had sent someone over to play their antique harpsichord, which is, its twin is in the Governor's Palace in Williamsburg, which is very interesting. So it was quite special, so, and we did have a lovely evening. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, where to begin? I have a lengthy list, but it'll be a quick one. I have to say something about Middletown Day, just expand a little bit upon it. I think we estimated 15,000 people came through, which was sort of a record. I've been to every one for the last 20 years, I guess, 10 years. And this is clearly the biggest and the most well-attended one that I've ever seen. And you can just get that feeling when things are going well, when everybody's there for hours on end. You see the same faces over and over again. They're working their way throughout the whole grounds. It was tremendous, and everybody deserves credit. The volunteers who came out, the volunteer fire, auxiliary police, the staff of the township, everybody pitched in, and it was just picture perfect. The big man upstairs cooperated with the weather, so couldn't have been better. At the other end of that was the football game, and let me tell you, I'm living proof of why 55-year-old guys don't play in the NFL. I was one big sore muscle for the next week, but it was great. The Pop Warner teams got the thrill of a lifetime playing 2 quarters, where we got the thrill of a lifetime playing the other 2 quarters. It was just tremendous. Everybody had a great time. The NFL players could not have been nicer and more enthusiastic, so it was a great thing, a great cause, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and also the Disaster Relief Fund, so really a great thing. It was a pleasure to be a part of it. We did 55 years to play against NFL players, and it finally happened. A couple of other things. I had another ribbon cutting, detailing shop up in North Middletown. Great event. The anti-bullying concert, did you mention that?
I didn't, but I did go.
I know you went, and I went a little bit later. And they had people from The Voice, a show I've never seen. I've seen commercials for it, and that's about it. But incredible how talented these kids are. They came from all over the country for this concert. Great bunch, and for an anti-bullying organization that's really trying to get established in New Jersey here. So it was a great turnout. They sounded fantastic, and it was just really made you feel good to be there. The All First Church concert, and I should, full disclosure, I spent about 5 years of my life with a hazmat mask underneath that dirt floor, working on my masks.
to wear the mask.
No.
Yeah. It's probably still
It was
down in the
something,
mask
it was
too,
something, I'll tell you.
but just a phenomenal history. The British, I found 2 British musket balls underneath the floor from when they took it over to the hospital after the Battle of Monmouth. So just an incredible history. You could just feel the history when you're sitting there. It was just a tremendous kickoff to our 350 celebration. I guess the first official event that we had. A few other things. Middletown Matters, the long-awaited Middletown Matters, will be mailed, I believe, this week. So I saw a preview of it. It is fantastic. A lot of good news in there, and we're looking forward to everybody seeing it. It's going to go to everybody in town and really bring them up to speed on all of the good things that have been happening in town, all the initiatives we have coming up. One of the initiatives is the October 28th Economic Development Town Hall. We decided to change the date from tomorrow, it actually was scheduled before, to the 28th. It's going to give us a little bit more time to get the word out to the various companies and interested parties who may want to come and weigh in on where they want to see the town develop economically. This is all about business and bringing businesses and redeveloping commercial properties and everything related, which really helps take the pressure off the residential property taxes. So it'll be a good night. We're really looking forward to it. Let's see. Oh, October 16th is the Governor's Mobile Cabinet Meeting. Tony, right? It's the 16th? 3 to 7 at the Tanya Keller Center. And this is really important to get the state reps there for folks who are still struggling to get back on their feet after Sandy. We're almost coming up on the year anniversary, so time really does fly, except for the folks who are still out of their homes. So we're hoping to get them back, little by little. The Vinnie Brand concert was a huge success, beyond our wildest expectations. They actually had to bring in folding chairs. It was sold out, and he was hilarious. Yours truly got picked on more than everybody else here, so. And Vinny actually apologized to me. I hope I didn't pick on you too much. I said I was hoping you'd pick on me more. I sat right in front of you, so it was really a great thing. Everybody had a great time, and it raised a lot of money for the Arts Council, so good thing all around. And last but not least, I've been getting JCP&L updates. I don't know if everybody's been getting them. There have been some power outages around Monmouth County, and JCP&L would let you know how many folks are out, where it is, and when they're restored, which I think is great. And I hope we never have to test it here, but the fact that they're working on this and really trying to get information out, I think is a step in the right direction. And we get on them when they don't do well, so I think it's really our prerogative to say good things when they do the right thing. And that information is key in these kind of situations. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
We have public comments.
Yes, ma'am.
Linda Bound, 19 May Court.
Oh, 1 second, please. I have to give the disclaimer. Please keep your comments to 5 minutes, strictly enforced, and name and address before you speak. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, Linda Bound, 19 May Court. And I just wanted to share a bit of history with you about the Old First Church. While I didn't make the Founders Day, I did get a personal tour of the church. Last year, it was the tour. The church was part of the tour in Old Monmouth. So one of the deacons, Elaine Len, was a wonderful lady. She gave me a personal tour. I got there kind of late in the day. There was nobody else there, and we were down in the basement, in the crawl space. And she actually told me a wonderful bit of history. There used to be a stream on that property, and at some point where they used to do the baptisms, and over time the stream dried up for whatever reason. So if you were down in the basement, I don't know if you noticed it, there's a spigot down there. So that was put there after the stream dried up so that they could do the baptism. So I thought that was a wonderful piece of history that she told me, so I thought I'd share that. Also, I have a little bit more of a technical issue, is the JIF is on the agenda for tonight. Can someone, Mr. McDonald, can you talk about the coverages for that? I know that's mainly excess coverage, and I do have some notes at home about it, but I haven't looked at them lately, so can you give me a refresher?
It's liability in coverage for non-medical insurance related coverages. I can get you the plan documents if you'd like. I don't know the coverages off the top of my head.
Okay, so it's like liability, so GL...
employment liability, although they sort of have a third party who does that now, but there's general liability for municipal employees and municipal facilities.
Primarily, okay. And is it also an excess policy for any self-insured coverages that the township has?
That's the MEL. Yeah.
That's the MEL. Okay.
More professional liability.
Okay, I guess that's it for now. If we have any other detailed questions, I'll call you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else care to speak? Yes, Leo.
Larry Christoffoli, 121 Cranberry Court. Linda Baum had an article in the Asbury Park recently, a month and a half ago, And the point of the article that I like, or the strategy, was the reduction of costs to the taxpayers for medical costs, insurance to employees in Middletown. I was wondering if that has been read by any members of this administration or committee, and they have found any bona fide valid information imparted to the article that can help this committee to streamline and lower the cost of the insurance, and self-insured or premium payment insurance for employees.
I can answer no.
What's that?
I can answer no.
You can't?
No, I can answer that there was no information that was usable to us to, from that article. Thanks, Leo.
You found no beneficial information in there to help?
Nothing that we didn't know or...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then can I make one last
Sure.
remark?
Yep.
I learned only at a freehold meeting that this township, I guess in a shared activity, purchased 11 acres over by Chris Deli's. Is that correct?
No.
The freeholders say that it's been cleared, okay, at the end of the west end of the West Front Street, East Front Street bridge. Chris Deli's.
No, the county, the township had at one point been discussing the possibility of acquiring Chris's Deli's property. Not the deli itself, but where the boats are stored. The township is not doing that anymore. The county park system and Monmouth Conservation Foundation are working on an arrangement to possibly purchase that property.
So the Middletown government is not involved in
Not at all.
in any financial, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else care to speak? Seeing no further members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion. And I just want to say one more thing. And I wasn't going to say anything, but I will. I don't know if anybody heard about Bill Maher, what he said about the World War II veterans. He said that, and I'll quote, "They're not, the greatest generation wasn't the brightest generation." I think it's disgusting. And I just want everybody to know that and go on record. And with that... Huh? No, but because they went down and wanted to see the World War II memorial, he decided to trash them. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. So with that, I move to adjourn.
Second.